everyone and welcome to another episode of the Jamie Hughes Show. My name as always is Jamie Hughes and today I'm going to be giving you my review of Mary Poppins Returns. Now if you want to keep up to date with all the latest movie news and reviews then make sure you hit that subscribe button, and as always in my videos this review may include spoilers so you have now been warned. So Mary Poppins has returned and the magic has well and truly returned as well. What a wonderful, beautiful, just heartfelt and warm movie Mary Poppins Returns is. It was just hitting me all up in the feels. I think for the first hour of this movie I just had the stupidest grin on my face. I could just not stop smiling just at how truly sweet this movie was. It has its problems, don't get me wrong. There are a few flaws in this movie, but like for the most part 90% of this film is just, well, it's not practically perfect, but it's nearly perfect in every way. But I'll tell you what is practically perfect in every way, and that is Emily Blunt's performance as Mary Poppins. She is incredible, absolutely mind-blowingly good. You could just see on screen like how much fun she was having with this role, and it's down to her pretty much as to why I was smiling so much every time she was on screen. I just felt so warm and fuzzy inside in seeing Emily Blunt play Mary Poppins. There are moments in this movie as well where the focus isn't really on Mary. She's just kind of in the background, you know, doing a little dance number, but you can still see she's got the biggest grin on her face, and it's just as I say, an exceptional and phenomenal performance. And I kind of wanted to see her get a bit of like awards season love for this. Maybe she would like fit into the best supporting actress role quite well for this movie. But yeah, Emily Blunt is just incredible, a perfect, I don't want to say replacement, but like kind of a perfect shoe-in for the role of Mary Poppins. She executed it so well. So I mentioned it briefly there in why I thought Emily Blunt's performance was so good, but like the whole musical arrangement, everything musically or performance based in Mary Poppins Return was also exquisite. All of the musical numbers, the set pieces, the backgrounds, the costume design, when they step into the Royal Dalton Bowl, all of their costumes looked absolutely incredible. Like the way that they were kind of hand drawn as well, it just looked amazing. I'm not that advanced in like costume making and design, but yeah, like they were so striking. And that is kind of what this movie does well, is the set pieces, I can't even speak, I'm getting that excited, but the set pieces and performances in this movie are so well put together. I really loved that there was that little homage to the original movie where we got that beautiful blend of hand-drawn 2D animation and also real human actors as well. It just all worked so well, and I've said it before in this review and I'm going to say it again, it just left me with a warm, fuzzy feeling inside. Is it a little bit that they're playing on my nostalgia? Probably. Do I care? No, because it was just such a fun and warm movie. I really enjoyed Mary Poppins Returns. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this review, I do think that Mary Poppins does have a few issues, and one of the biggest problems for me this film has is its issue with pacing, because kind of once you get past that big like moment of oh my god, like Mary Poppins is back on the big screen, this movie really starts to slow down and it never really picks up again, which was a real shame, because for me it did feel like this film was starting to lose its fizz towards the end of the movie, and I think it suffered a little bit from that. Like if we'd have had this dip in pace where it slowed down and started to deal with the real life issues that the Banks family were going through, which was fine, I know we had to, but if we'd have built to a big crescendo I would have been fine with it. But it kind of, we started off really high with this movie and then it really slowed down, and as I say, it never really picked back up again, which was a little bit of a shame to see. I like the story of Mary Poppins, but there was one big point that jumped out for me, and it kind of made me sit and go like, what was I not paying attention? Did we miss something there? And that was after Lin-Manuel Miranda's big number. Is it like Take a Little Trip of like Fantastico, of whatever it is called? After that, obviously the Banks children return home. Mr. Banks is furious, has a pop at them. He kind of says to Mary, oh, they've been looking after me all along. And then we get this really weird dip to black, and when we return to the story, it's like a few days have passed, like at least a couple of days have passed in that little second of a dip to black, and it just felt a little bit odd. It felt a little bit jarring. It was like, surely there was a little bit more story and development there that we could have had with the characters, but they kind of didn't really use it. But instead we got that dip to black, and that just didn't really sit right with me, if that makes any sort of sense. But then the other kind of mini negative I have about Mary Poppins Returns, and I don't really think it is a negative now that I've had time to digest this movie, is that when I first left the cinema, it didn't really feel like there were that many memorable or stand out songs from the film. But then as soon as I got in the car on my way home, I was humming them, I was singing them, I was trying to remember the lyrics to them, I was doing my best Cockney accent in the car. So yeah, maybe that is a little bit of a harsh criticism from me there, especially when you have to, I suppose, compare it to the original Mary Poppins, where we got so many iconic and stand out songs. And you know, this is my first time seeing this movie, and I'm sure like maybe in the next 20 or 30 years people will be looking back at this movie and remembering them as fondly as they do the original Mary Poppins. So yeah, maybe there is a point, and maybe there is kind of an argument that the songs aren't as strong as the original, but I don't think it really matters, because as I say, this whole movie is just fun, fantastical. It's so warm. Yes, it has its issues, but still you will have so much fun and just feel like a kid again watching Mary Poppins Returns. And I know this is kind of maybe a big statement, but you know, there's just a lot of stuff going on in the world. There's a lot of negativity in the world. It was just really nice today to go to the cinema and watch this movie and just have a whole lot of fun, and it just have a beaming smile throughout this movie. It's great. It's just so much fun. I really enjoyed Mary Poppins Returns, and that is kind of my review of this movie. So if you guys have seen Mary Poppins Returns, let me know what you thought about it, as always, down in those comments below. And if you did enjoy this video and you want to keep up to date with all the latest movie news and reviews, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, I will see you in the very next episode of The Jamie Hughes Show. Ta-ra!